Namaste. Welcome to yet another episode of Accomplished Women series. Our guest today isn't new to us. She's been with us last month explaining about the medical facts of handling cancer with homeopathy. And here she is. And we all may not know she is more than a medical professional. She's been empowering women from the remotest part of India just sitting at her desk in Mumbai. And she has this track record of helping women from downtrodden background with their mental health. And moreover, she is among the few medical professionals who've been advocating on the mental health of men. She's been among the few who's been saying even men undergo depression and we need to look at it. So, without much ado, let us welcome Dr. Sadaf Ulde, homeopathic practitioner and healer from Mumbai. Sadaf, again,
Hi,
welcome to the show. It's great to have you here again and again. And I'm
hi.
already excited that we are going to talk a lot. Yeah.
Yes,
So I'm quickly jumping on to my first question, Sada.
tell me.
So, what inspired you to be a healthcare professional?
Okay, so actually, this is a very long story of what inspired me to be a healthcare professional. So, to begin with, at a very early stage of my life, like in your early teens and schooling age, I never wanted to be one. Okay, so I always wanted to aspire either into becoming a journalist or activist or archaeologist or travel journalist or something like modeling or something of that sort. Okay, but it was never into the medicine field. It was my mom who really wanted to see her both the daughters and doctors. So she literally had to push me through. And I also believe some of it was destiny, because as much my mom was stubborn enough for sending me into medicine, I was stubborn enough to say that I don't want to do medicine. So I tried my best to get like an not a very good score in medical so that I don't get through. But somehow with my destiny it was written, and I even before any, so what happened was when I was in my 12th giving my CTA exam, there was this thing which happened. If you must have heard, it's very famous, that happened in Maharashtra during that time, that all the medical seats had come on a stay
Oh,
because of a lot of bribing happening in medical college. So we used to go for giving our CT exams, and literally down like they had individual college exams, individual university exams, and you are giving exams, and the seats were getting sold off, you know. And whoever pays a lot of money, they were given the rank, etc., etc. So let's not getting into the controversy, but that time government had bought stay, and we all were very confused as to what's next, what's going to happen, whether our CT and our 12th marks are going to be considered, are we going to even get admission in medicine. And also being from an open category, middle income age group, the medicine medical college fees had shooted sky high. All of a sudden, where for open categories, the free seats were not available. And you won't believe, my sister was into dentistry, and her per year fees was 2.5 lakhs that time, which was a huge amount for a middle income age group, middle income family with two or three kids in house. So for the setup of my family, it was very difficult. But somehow I got an call from homeopathic college, and I said to myself that if my mom really wants me to go only into medicine, and medicine is the only option that I have to do, so let's just, for name's sake, get into homeopathy. And maybe then later in future I will change my stream, or I'll do something different. And I just made a call. because it will not mean expense too much. It was an expense. Even homeopathy was not very uh, cheap or very easy to get in. So when I was getting a call on my own, so I said, okay, let's go and take this opportunity and take an admission without wasting a year or without wasting any money anywhere. Otherwise, in MBBS college, dental college, things were very difficult. So I just took a leap of, I don't know what it was, leap of destiny or what. I just said, okay, fine, kara do admission, whatever. ऐसे करके I just went into the college. But it was after I joined my college. I think I was more inspired to do medicine. It was when I was attending the hospital OPDs, when I was attending my teachers, and when I was seeing their case studies. It was then that I was inspired to practice medicine. And more than practicing medicine, I was inspired to practice homeopathy. you know so if I am working hard today in medical field, and if I'm still talking to you as a doctor, I owe it to my teachers. And they did. And also it was with me, like, although I was um, rebelling my parents for not going into medical, but I knew that if I made a decision that I will join this, so I will do it with full honesty. So I always tell everybody, medical is not a love marriage for me, it's an arranged marriage for me. So yeah, it was not my decision then, but eventually I think, like how people in a arranged marriage, they say eventually pyar ho jata hai, kind of वैसे it happened for
And you
me with.
must owe it to your mom more than your professors and everyone. But
Yeah,
for
I
her,
mean,
you
yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
have
I've
become
told
this.
it to her because even today, if I'm suppose if I'm very angry or anything, like it's because of you. I'm into medicine. I tell her, it's because of you. I'm into medicine. So someday if she's angry on me, what is this? You don't have time, or what is this? You're not paying attention to that. I mean, it's because of you. I'm a doctor now. You have to deal with it.
That's really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm jumping on to the next question. So, Sadaf, as you said, being from the middle income group, we all are really, we all really didn't have that exposure to spend more on something. So let us say
Yeah.
that even I've been there, but yet I ended up studying engineering. But yeah, I wasn't as devoted as you were. But I was still
Yes,
very sure
Arvind,
that I would.
I think what you said is very true. I'm sorry to cut you, but
No
for a
problem.
middle income family, forget medical. Engineering is also difficult because I have a
Exactly.
brother who's a computer engineer, so I know. For and I think that is the big thing you owe to your parents then. Because we couldn't that we are not America, that you can work and study and pay off your bills. It's India, where you don't have that culture that 18K hoga, you go out and do whatever you want, make your career. No, I think we are lucky enough that our parents went over the top and paid our bills
Yes,
and made us doctors and engineers or whatever. So yeah, it is
that's
difficult
really
for a
great.
middle
Yeah.
income group. Sorry,
But
go back to your thing.
yeah, but again, even though we are middle income, we have this liberty of our parents who are ready to spend on us. Like they are like beyond putting the next meal on the plate for us. They are really thinking beyond and trying to make a future for us. And they
Yes.
are ready to spend this much, and they are ready to take up the liability on themselves. But
True.
imagine the same scenario for a girl or a boy from a very downtrodden background, from the remotest of villages, somewhere in the northeast or even somewhere in south. Like people think that South India is very developed, that even the remotest villages in South India will have access to good education, good everything. That's really not the case. There are still villages which are very remote, that are completely unconnected with the real world. You know, I have seen a lot of people achieving big despite their background, despite their geographic disadvantage. They come forward and they achieve big. But the people who achieve are very less. I would say only 10 out of 100, even 10 will be a big number, because in many cases I've seen only one person from one village, from the top of the hill, from a village on the top of the hill, coming forward and getting and becoming a rank holder. You know,
Yeah.
in such cases, and especially for women, that becomes very difficult. That could be due to the societal norms over there, and that could also be the motivation factor in the city, in the urban clusters where they have to come and survive. They may really not have that motivation, right? So, what is that one advice that you would like to give to all those people? And I'm sure many of them would be watching that. Many of those people from the downtrodden background would be watching this video, and I want them to get inspired by you. So, what is that
So,
one
there,
advice that you'd give them?
so I don't know I am in a position to advise anyone or not, but ये चीज ना I'll talk in हिंदी because फिर वो सभी को चला जाएगा, फिर वो
Please,
गांव
please.
की लड़की हो या शहर का हो कोई भी हो। तो अरविंद तुमने बहुत सारे क्राइटेरियाज बताया, सोसाइटी, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक। एक ही ऐसा बंदा निकलता है कि वो आगे बढ़ता है, एक ही नरेंद्र मोदी है जो चाय वाला होके भी पीएम बन सकता है, या एक ही धीरू भाई अंबानी बनता है, राइट? ऐसे नहीं है कि यू हैव मल्टीपल। आई थिंक ये सब चीज जो है ना, इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ एन एटीट्यूड, इट्स नथिंग इन योर एक्सटर्नल सोसाइटी। आपके बाहर कुछ नहीं होता, वो तुम्हारे अंदर होता है कि तुम्हारे को ये करना है तो तुम कर लेते हो। जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हम इफ आई हैव टू जस्ट एक सिंपल एग्जाम्पल अगर मुझे मेरी लाइफ से देना है, तो मेरे पास हजार रीजन थे कि आई कुड हैव स्किप्ड मेडिकल। ओके, नो डाउट माय मॉम पुश्ड मी बिकॉज नाउ अगेन इट वाज हर इनर डिजायर, so she made everything possible, कि okay, whatever they need I will make it happen। फिर उसके बाद जब मैंने जैसे कहा कि it was when I went into my college, I fell in love with the science। होम्योपैथी सीखना एक मेरे लिए जुनून बन गया। It was more than a passion for me। And then there were times where situations were not in my control, but then I knew what it is। And even today ऐसा नहीं है कि आज सब कुछ सेटल्ड है। Although external things are not settled, but still you are willing to give it a fight because internally that desire is there to fight। So तुम कोई भी जगह पे क्यों नहीं हो, तुम कोई भी सर्कमस्टेंसेस में क्यों नहीं हो, जब तक हमको अंदर से नहीं लगता है कि हमको चेंज चाहिए या हमको बदलाव चाहिए या हमको ये परस्यू करना है, वो नहीं होता। you know whether it is um, again whether your profession is loved or arranged for you, unless and until you want to shine into it, you will not put up a fight। तुम्हारे मोटिवेशंस कुछ भी हो सकते हैं, मोटिवेशन रोल मॉडल्स कोई कोई भी हो सकता है। एंड आई थिंक इट्स ऑलवेज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू हैव अ मॉडल इन लाइफ। जैसे अगर हम हीलिंग के टर्म्स में बोलते हैं तो मॉडलिंग एंड रीफ्रेमिंग, वी ऑफन डू दिस इन a client, you model them, you give them a map, you give them a map where they can create their own map and become something you। और ये भी है ना कि तुम्हारा डेफिनेशन ऑफ सक्सेस क्या है। यू नो सिर्फ धीरू भाई अंबानी सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है, एक सिंपल मिसेस एक्स वाई जेड जो अपने घर का खाना बनाती है, बच्चों को पालती है, वो भी सक्सेसफुल है। या मिस्टर एबीसी जिसने चूज किया कि उसको एक हाउस हस्बैंड बनना है और घर में बैठ के खाना बना रहा है, वो भी सक्सेसफुल है। यू नो तो सबसे पहले हमको दूसरों के मैप्स में नहीं जीना है। हम you have to create your own map, you have to create your own model। so when you do that I feel then you define success। so मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि a success could be being a very good housewife, a success could be being an excellent doctor, an excellent surgeon, an excellent speaker, excellent business entrepreneur, anything, but you are happy, you know You are happy, you are stable, and you are able to give more to the society than you give to yourself. तो वो automatically एक success. तो there's this book called as what ikigai. What is your why? तो जब भी मैं मतलब जो अपकमिंग जनरेशन है उनको एक ही चीज बोलूंगी, व्हाट इज योर व्हाई? इफ यू गेटिंग मैरिड, व्हाई आर यू गेटिंग मैरिड? if you decide to be a doctor, why you want to be a doctor? If you decide to be a model, why you want to be a model? If you want to be a businessman, why you want to be a businessman? Unless and until your why is clear. If you want to be rich, why you
You
want to be
want to be
rich?
rich.
Why you want to be rich? That's very important. And if you just want to waste your time, why you want to waste your time? Even that's perfectly fine. I think ये हमने ना बॉक्स बना दिया है कि एक डॉक्टर सक्सेसफुल है, एक इंजीनियर सक्सेसफुल है, सक्सेस का डेफिनेशन सिर्फ यही है. अगर हम वो बॉक्स को ही तोड़ दे तो
Yes.
अगर हम वो ये टाइटल्स को ही छोड़ दे तो why can't I be successful just being me? Why can't you be successful just being you without being labeled, without being anything? Success can be anything. हम हमेशा बच्चों को पहले से सिखा देते हैं, जब तुम्हारे अकाउंट में इतना पैसा आएगा, गाड़ी आएगी, ये घर आएगा तो तुम सक्सेसफुल हो, या ये डिग्री होगी तो तुम सक्सेसफुल हो, या तुम्हारी शादी कोई ऐसे आदमी से हो जाएगी तो तुम सक्सेसफुल हो, या लड़का है तो अगर तेरे को गोरी चिट्टी लड़की मिल जाएगी तो तुम सक्सेसफुल हो. आई थिंक दैट्स रॉन्ग. हमारा वाई ही गड़बड़ है. Like at least till our generation हमारा why गड़बड़ था. Why did I choose something? Unless and until you know the why of your living, sometimes you need to question. Like even now I question myself. If I'm doing something, why I really want to do it? What is my why behind it? And if that is clear, I think you automatically run behind it and you automatically feel the passion for it, और तुम वो अचीव करते ही हो. तो फिर और आज तो 10 आज वर्ल्ड इतना आगे बढ़ गया है कि तुमको. आई रिमेम्बर हमारे टाइम पे ट्यूशन फीस यूज्ड टू बी 60-75,000. यू नो 12th में सीईटी वगैरह पास आउट करने के लिए. आई रिमेम्बर माय डैड हैड पेड 12,000 पर सब्जेक्ट for my CET exam tuitions, in Bombay. It was that competitive. But abhi there are hundreds of material that's online. You just have to go on YouTube, make a YouTube search, and you get hundreds of content. Everything is available. तो इनफैक्ट अभी की जनरेशन के लिए तो चीजें और इजी है. इफ दे रियली नो फॉर श्योर उनको क्या करना है, तो इट विल नॉट बी अ डिफिकल्ट थिंग. इफ दे वांट टू परस्यू मेडिसिन, मेडिसिन में इट्स नॉट जस्ट एमबीबीएस. We are in our country, we have a lot of things. They are all equivalent. MBBS, BAMS, BHMS, BMS, they are all equivalent courses. The only thing that is difference is the science they follow, the pharmacology they follow. Allopathic has modern medicine. MBBS has modern medicine as the pharmac. Ayurveda has BAMS has Ayurveda as their pharmac. Unani has Unani medicine as their pharmac. Homeopaths have homeopathy as their pharmac. So it's all there. मैं एक बहुत फनी चीज होता था. मैं मेरे कॉलेज में मेरे जूनियर्स कुछ आए थे तो मैं जूनियर्स को ऐसे ही पूछती थी. लाइक आई हैड दिस थिंग, आई डोंट नो व्हाई, सो ऑलवेज आस्क देम, why did you join BHMS? Why did you even choose medicine? Even I, because I also teach homeopathy, तो मैं काफी स्टूडेंट्स को भी काफी टाइम पूछती हूँ कि जब कॉलेजेस में जाती हूँ, why did you choose homeopathy? Why did you choose being in medicine? So some people were like, we just want a DR against our name. Some said, actually, I met a girl who was like pretty clear why she wanted a DR against her name. So she's like, I just want a DR so that I get a good husband. So her why was very clear for her. Like if I have a doctor against my name, I'll get a nice packaged husband, so I don't have to worry about it. So like it's fine. So what is your why? If yours is clear, and when you do things in life and that why becomes equivalent, you know you are successful automatically.
That's really great. Yeah. And so the being a medical professional, what are the challenges that you face in your personal and professional life? Like you were telling that whenever life gets difficult, I go to my mom and say, "ये सब तेरे वजह से हो रहा है अभी," right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
would you like to
So
define those challenges?
so there are a lot of challenges, I believe. Like you know uh, very initially when started off, like, being a female, you always treated as a second class citizen, or they don't take you seriously, that अरे ये तो क्या है, शादी करके चली जाएगी, इसको सिखा के क्या फायदा, kind of, कि something or the other, where people don't take you seriously sometimes. Sometimes being it's easy for a men practitioner to dictate their uh, therapy or whatever directions they are giving to a patient. मतलब एक पेशेंट को अगर एक मेल वॉइस में कुछ बोला जाता है तो वो आसानी से उस चीज को फॉलो कर लेते हैं, whereas जब एक फीमेल वो चेयर पे बैठती है तो शायद उन लोग इतना सीरियसली नहीं लेते। एक बहुत फनी इंसिडेंट होता था, जैसे हम कॉलेज में होते थे, हॉस्पिटल राउंड्स में जाते थे, तो मेरे साथ जो मेरे मेल कलीग्स होते थे उनको तो पेशेंट बराबर डॉक्टर बोल के एड्रेस करते थे, बट जस्ट बिकॉज यू आर अ गर्ल, देयर इज अ सिस्टर, इधर आओ, and then you used to say it's not sister, it's doctor, so that's the mindset the society still holds on to. And then at a personal level, when it comes to uh, whether it's your relationships or whether it's anything, your career is not taken it as seriously as a man's career is taken. They feel, okay, so what, if you're a doctor, like, you can always keep it backseat because you're a girl. So it's like being a girl is more than being a doctor. So that challenges do come, and obviously there are other challenges which comes with the profession itself, and it's not just for male or female, but वो आदमी हो या औरत हो, दोनों को होने वाले ये challenges है। मेडिकल का एक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है कि जैसे आप इंजीनियर्स में पास आउट हो गए, यू हैव अ पे पैकेज कमिंग टू यू, you know you have a money package, or everything, interviews are given and you have a good package ready for you. With medical, it's not the case. There's a long waiting period for you. You have to wait till you prove yourself, and that whole journey of proving yourself sometimes can be painful and it can be challenging till people really trust you, people, and especially, like, it's not just mbbs or a gp practitioner, you are practicing homeopathy, so it's even more challenging for people, to make them believe that, okay, your small medicine little pills can also create miracles. So till they have faith in you, till they have belief in you, it's going to be a challenge.
Okay. So, what are your viewpoints on women's health and work-life balance? Yeah, and this is more specific to women because as you said, women are kind of trying to hold the balance between the work and personal life, right?
Right.
So, and
Like, it's
often
like you
many women complain.
right.
So, please
So
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, so with work life balance for women, I think it comes to the same thing that I have understood. Why you want to do something? Like, I hear a lot of women coming and complaining. Like, other day I was talking to a patient of mine and I was like, why aren't you regular with the medicine? तो वो क्या है ना, मेरे बेटे का बोर्ड का एग्जाम है, फिर उसके बाद ये डेट को मेरी दूसरी बेटी का बोर्ड का एग्जाम है, फिर मैं करूंगी, यू नो तो इट्स ऑलवेज कि ये हो जाएगा, फिर हम अपने सेहत पे ध्यान देंगे, वो हो जाने दो। फिर एक मेरी फ्रेंड है, आई वाज टॉकिंग टू, व्हाई डोंट यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग आउट, और व्हाई डोंट यू डू दिस? सो आई गेव हर अ सर्टेन प्रोटोकॉल टू फॉलो, एंड शी लाइक, अरे सदफ अभी नहीं हो सकता, यू नो व्हाई? क्योंकि मेरी सास बीमार है, मेरे ससुर जी बीमार है, तो उनका वो एक बार ठीक हो जाएंगे ना, फिर मैं सोचती हूँ। बट ये एक साइकिल है जो घूमते रहने वाला है, देयर इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी समथिंग that I feel, if whether men or women, I believe both are equal. If you just remove the gender off and you just treat a human being as a human being, I feel जब तक हम ये नहीं समझेंगे कि हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ रहने वाला है, you have to make yourself a priority and then take care. Remember that you are living today is the biggest gift, and if you want to honor that gift, you will honor your body and you will do everything in your possession to take care of this body, to love your body, and it's very important. So whether it's men or whether it's women, I feel the basic health issues begin when you don't honor, when you don't give gratitude, when you don't apologize And when you don't give enough love to your own body, that's when the health issues start, and you have to work on that.
So, my last question. So, what are your takes on mental health of men? Like you, as I initially mentioned, you're among the very few who've been advocating that even men undergo depression. And I'm pretty sure that you had a lot of male clients whom you handled
Yes,
for depression.
definitely. It's very definitely that men do undergo depression, because just say India, especially living in a society, like an Indian society, we are full of hypocrisy, I will say. Sorry to say that, but it's always beauty and Agyakari is supposed to be a female, okay, and ATM, all time money provider, is supposed to be the men
Men,
of
yes.
the house, okay. And this thing that we teach our kids from very beginning, that men are not supposed to cry, actually, and men are supposed to behave responsibly, they fail to display the emotion. I feel women, when they are emotional, they keep talking. Like, if I'm emotional, I'll talk, 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 I'll cry, I'll throw my tantrums thanks to my estrogen or whatever hormones that I am. I will at least express that I am, disturbed by something. But men are so attuned to not express themselves that sometimes they take up to violent methods. So most of the cases where a woman is abused physically or sexually, it's not done by a healthy man. It is always by an unhealed, traumatic child who doesn't know how to express his emotion, and all he does is to overcome his weakness, he will beat up his wife black and blue, or his kids black and blue. So men depression is a greater problem, but people don't speak about it. Women, when they are upset, they will come, they will seek help. And one best thing for females is we have a lot of friends, and we bitch a lot, we gossip a lot. So whatever negativity we have, we give it to each other, and we are done with it. But men do not share it with anyone. And I can imagine the load, how much heavy it must be feeling in their heart to carry all that trauma and not speak about it, you know to hold on to so much of tears and never express it. So I believe men sometimes are more on an empathetic or sympathetic pedestal than women. I think वो जो pedestal हमने रखा है ना, कि एक आदमी इधर होना चाहिए और एक औरत उधर होनी चाहिए, वो pedestal ही तोड़ देना चाहिए। तो ही हम इंसान को इंसान की तरह देखेंगे, और उनके प्रॉब्लम्स को हम हील कर पाएंगे. It's just being human again, and not being a man, not being a woman, not being a particular religion, and just breaking that barrier and being who you are.
So, Sadaf, it's been a great set of insights again. So, this is a second episode with you, and we are
Yeah.
looking for more and more episodes in the future. And yes, I must say, you are definitely an accomplished woman, and you serve as an inspiration to your students and to the entire society. And now, the motivation factor that you've given to our viewers is really marvelous, that I believe listening to that they all will start thinking they're wise.
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much for
Thank,
joining with us, Sada.
thank you, Arvind. Thank you once again for allowing me to share my viewpoints. Okay.
Thank you.